I see we have people coming back in. I'm expecting to continue this to next week. I'm not going to go through all these items tonight. If we get enough people in here that want to see something go tonight from this list, then I'll put it up. Otherwise, I think I saw a lot of people saying they were done and going to bed. So let me know why you're still up at, oh, we got 20 people in here. So let me know if this is a good time of the week or a bad time of the day, or what you guys think. Because I would like to do this when I think we'll get the most activity and interest. So I just want to see who comes back in. Thanks everybody for coming back in. Yep, Facebook just cut me off mid-sentence. I knew that was going to happen. So as I see other people pour in, thank you everybody. It's almost like we didn't lose anybody. I'm up to 24 on my end as far as watchers. And now 25. I thought maybe everybody had gone to bed. I mean, we went through a lot of items already tonight. I'm really surprised that 4 hours went by so fast. So what I want everybody to do that's just now signing back in, we got about 23 watchers. If you guys could please comment. At this time, I'm not planning to go forward, but if I get enough comments of people that see a card on the table that they want to finish up tonight, you know, I did put a couple things to the side. I know camber caster plates was one of them I promised I'd get to tonight. So if you see something that you still want me to auction off tonight, and I can get enough people to say that they would go after it, I don't want to give everything away to only one bidder. But these are the items I have left up for tonight. Now, of course, I could turn around and grab almost anything that you wanted, but I tried to make sure that the photo album was accurate for the items of the week. Ronnie gets the first prize comment once again. All right, I got 2 votes for the camber caster plates, so I am definitely going to list those tonight. Yeah, Quentin, Ronnie's probably going to end up with, I mean, he knows the kind of stuff I carry, and I know the kind of stuff he buys. And I don't mind how big a package he wants me to send him. I will put all of his lots in 1 or 2 boxes and send him as much as he wants. So I'm going to rotate these around a little so we can get some focus on other items, but I don't know if this is Cobra. That's why I've got a question mark here. It's a leather shift knob, 1 through 5 in reverse. It's a flat top. I really like this. It's a little bigger than the factory, like a Fox rubber one. You get a little more grip on it. So that's what that is. This NOS decal, you can put on anything. You can put it on your toolbox if you really wanted to. You could put it on your wife's minivan if you wanted to. But this, I believe, is for, or was produced for the 85 and 86 GT hatchback. It appears it is a black decal. So that's what that is. Give me just a second. I'll put up all these items so you can get a look. But the camber caster plate, since I do have 2 people interested, I will definitely list those. Where's that hood scoop? This hood scoop is kind of another one of those items you could put on your toolbox or your wife's minivan or whatever you want. It's got some supercharged emblems on either side. It is off an 03 GT at Encore that was supercharged. So that's what the 9904 hood scoop looks like. We only got 16 watchers, so 17 now. So I probably will, unless we can get another 10 people in here, I probably will just list the camber caster plates to wrap up the evening. I did not make a card for that, but I did bring it. That also came with the same Cobra as the lug nuts that were listed earlier. It's in immaculate condition. I think it's used, but the threads don't even show any wear. There's no goop under here, so this might be a new old stock gas oil cap. So I'll just leave there. If I get enough comments that say oil cap, I will do the oil cap tonight also. Pair of Lakewood rear shocks that I had. They're good. I've tested them. Heater control faceplate. Coming out of the Ford package. So I believe you install this and melt that with like a flat tip of some kind. This is big, so I'm going to do that later. Let me check the comments real quick. Okay, nothing earth-shattering has come in comment-wise. I have a 86 to 95. Just your regular old. Need to make some spacer. So that's what that is. The billet pedal covers. It's a set of 4 with all the, I believe, all the screws. I don't like these things. I think they're dangerous. That's just me. You get your foot wet and you slide right off the clutch pedal and into the car in front of you. But if somebody wants to buy them, they were an item for tonight. I have another decal set. So this is for any 87 and 93 GT. I'm not going to pull them all the way out of the package now, unless I see 2 people that say that they are interested. They're the inserts that go in the back bumper and the side ground effects for a Mustang GT. I have 2 sets. I have gray and I have black, and I have a problem because I can't find them. What do I do with those things? So we'll just skip that item for now. If you guys know what I'm talking about and you want me to throw them on the table, I can. '79 to '86 smoke headlight set. Let me go get those. If anybody's interested, I could auction those tonight. So these are never installed, just loose from around the shop. Set of 4 for a 4-eyed car. Cervini's Ram airbox. So I'm going to pull this off because we are doing this. I'm already going to go ahead and put, this will be our for sure item that we're selling now. If anybody else is interested in anything else they saw over here, let me know. I will put them up. Cervini's Ram Air hood box, intake box. So you buy that snorkeled hood from Cervini's, and you need some kind of, they have some kind of a ram air box system thing that comes with it. It's that part and the bottom piece. It's also a Cervini's part. So this is in the bottom of a, let me back up a little. This is in the bottom of a factory airbox. Not really sure how all that works, but the person who needs it does. And I'm going to check the comments, see if anybody wants to get a nice oil cap. If not, I'm just going to list the camber caster plates that I have here. What you see is what you get. I believe these are a new, never installed 79 to 89 fit. That's what I believe. So that's what I'm assuming that you'll bid accordingly. However, without a part number, it's hard for me to guarantee. I looked up a lot of different style, and I saw ones that said 9D and newer didn't have as much adjustment as this does. This comes over a little more. So I'm going to leave these, and there was a little grinding done here. I don't know who, maybe somebody bought these for the wrong car and tried to make them fit or something. I'm not sure, but you're gonna buy these as is. So I'm gonna leave these on the table for a minute so you can maybe click around and, hello. That didn't help at all, I apologize. I'm gonna do that all over again. What you see is what you get. Camber caster plates with the bolts and the washers appear to be never installed, maybe purchased incorrectly. I believe these are a 79 to 89 fit based on my research. There is a little bit of some grinding that was done by the previous owner. So I'm going to check the comments, leave them there just for a minute. Sure was a lot easier with help, so I'll make sure going forward that that's how things go. Well, we're back up to almost 50 watchers. I thought we were losing people and people were going to bed. That just tells me how successful this is, and I will definitely continue to do it. So thank you for everybody for popping back in on the group. And I'm ready to go ahead and start a bid on these camber caster plates. Let me get them right in focus again. So like I've explained, I took these in on a trade. There's no part number, but I assume based on my research that they are 79 to 89. If anybody else knows exactly what we're looking at and can chime in before I start the bidding, give folks their most educated bid, that would be appreciated. And we're going to start the camber caster plates off. At $25. Thank you, Brad. We are going to sell the camber caster plates now, starting at $25 because Brad was so nice to start us off. Well, Brad, you wanted them. I see Zach asked me to throw them up. And Ronnie knows what this is all about. But I see on my end, there was some internet lag. And his bid came in second. So I have Brad in first position. Ronnie, you're out. The high bid is currently $25. It's gold. Gold. I see some bids coming in. We've got 26 and 26 and 30. Ronnie wants them for 30. Thank you, Ronnie. Brad, I'm going to go ahead and accept your bid for $35, but I need you to put a B in front of your bid, please. So Steve, you're out at 31. But I know Brad wants these, so he's going to correct that bid and put a B35, and he will have the high bid at $35. Thank you, Brad. I have Steve Collins with the high bid of $36. Thank you, Steve. Brad says, no, sir, I want them for 37. So, Steve, you're out. Ronnie, you're out. The high bid is Brad King. Steve, $40. New bid, high bid. Thank you, Steve. And Greg, I see your question, and I'm not sure how to answer it. I'm just going to leave the information that I said earlier stand. So make your bid accordingly. Steve Collins, $45. Thank you, Steve. It only takes $1. Thank you, Brad. 46. 46 is now the high bid. Steve with a backhand. Comes in at 50. Brad, you're out. And Brad says, touche, and puts in a bid of $55. Thank you, Brad. Thanks for sharing it, Ronnie. Hopefully next time we can promote it way ahead of time, because the more people I have show up to these, like say we get above 100 people, I will start bringing out the stuff that will shock you. Steve's in at 58. That's our new high bid. So Brad, you're out. Steve is in at $58. That's our high bid on the camber caster plates. And Brad's in at $60. That dollar will do, Steve. You are now the high bidder at 61. Brad, are you interested in coming in above Steve's best offer of 61? Because I would like to sell these. $62. Yes, you do. $63 is fine with me. Steve is in and in the lead at $63. Let's pull these over here. I am getting the timer ready. All right, we woned and two'd for a minute or so. I have Steve in the lead with $63, and I'm getting ready to start the timer. But now I see we have 65 from Brad. Thank you, Brad. Steve, you're in at 66. And I see we got a comment from Nicholas, so I'm going to go over some of the instructions and the rules. This auction started about 4.5 hours ago. I started with about 40 or so items, Nick, and what you got to do, there are really no rules. I did have a little rules sheet here. I'd really much like you to share this video. The bid increments must be a solid dollar or more, no change, no decimals. You will owe shipping on top of the cost of the items that you buy. I am selling everything as is, and many of the electronic and mechanical items were tested before the auction, and I wrote down if they are tested and good or not tested at all. I suggest that if we have items that are on the table that seems to have no interest, I welcome you to type in the word pass so we can move on to the next item if you're not interested. I'm going to take a little side note here and see Brad and Steve are still going at it. I see Steve's high bid at $68. I accept PayPal and credit card payments. They will both be made through PayPal. I would like you to either pay me with friends and family. Since this is a live auction, there is no recourse. And you should expect that I'm going to send everything out in the condition as shown. If you want to use PayPal with goods and services, I ask that you make the extra payment, the 3% fee to cover it. And if the internet goes down, I will start the stream over. Those were the instructions I started with earlier. There was an event page specifically made on Encore's Facebook page that had some more in-depth instructions, how to bid and things like that. If you watch what's going on, you can see a lot of B before numbers. That means I know you want to make that bid. And I'm sure there's some others I missed. But we are winding down for tonight. In some places it's already turned midnight, so I know it's getting kind of late for a Sunday. But I'm glad to have as many watchers in people taking time out of their day to participate. So I wanted to start up a new stream and see who was still interested. But enough talking, and let's get to selling. I'm going to count down on the camper caster plates. I see Steve still has a high bid at $68. So anybody else interested, you've got about that much time to make your best offer. Okay, Brad's back in at 70. Yeah, Ronnie must have shared this in some great groups. I see Steve back at 71. So since this was the first auction, I did bring a lot of things that I am going to restart this clock because we still have activity. I am going to restart it, but it's going once, twice, and 3 times. It will not start the timer more than 3 times. So this auction, I brought a lot of generic stuff. I don't mean to say generic, but things I know would cover a lot of people's interests. And once we get more watchers. So this is going twice. I see Steve's in at 73. Once I get more watchers, I'll bring some higher dollar items and larger items. I brought items this time I thought would be really easy to box up and ship for people, and they know that they're not going to owe a ridiculous amount of shipping after the auction is over. So I hope that explains all that you were looking for. Steve is in at 75. This is going twice. I'm going to reload the timer one final time with Brad now in at 76. And once we reach 0, they are going to sell. This will be the last and final reset of the timer. I'm going to allow a little bit for some lag and then call it sold. So please make your best offer now. And whoever has the best offer in about 30 seconds on my time, my side, will be the winner. So good luck, everybody. I see Steve in at 80. With about 30 seconds left, $80 is the high bid. Brad, you're out. Going for the third and final time. Steve is in the lead, $80. I did see Brad's bid come in as the horn went off. Steve, you're back in at 87. I'm going to let you gentlemen fight it out until somebody says he can have it. I think that's the most fair thing to do. I see Brad came in at the last second, which kept the auction going at 85. I've got a bid from Steve at 87. There is no more timer. I'm going to wait until one of you gentlemen comments that he can have it or makes their better bid. I see Brad wants 88. And they are sold. Thank you, Steve, for making a pass. And thank you, Brad, for your bid of $88. All right, so I see there are 51 watchers in here, and I'm sure a lot of you wish that we could have a lot more items coming up tonight. We already went through, I've almost sold every item or put up for sale every item of the 46 or so that I brought. So while there may be some new people in here that didn't catch the first half of this video, let's go ahead and I am going to sell something else. So for any of you who just joined in, this is a live auction. I'm in Chicago. My time is 11:36 p.m. on Sunday the 29th, so you are watching this live if that corresponds to your time zone. And what I'm doing is I'm listing a whole bunch of Mustang parts and other related items for sale to the best offer that is made in the chat. So all you need to do, there's no registration or any fancy sign up or anything. You just put a B in the comments if you want to make a bid on an item with the dollar amount to follow. So I have a leather shift knob. I thought it was maybe Cobra. I have a question mark on the card, but it's in good shape. A couple little marks here on this corner. But the leather's good, it's not worn off in any areas. Let's see if I had an opener on this. I had an opening price of $15. And any offers you make, you will have to pay for shipping also. Anybody interested in this leather 5-geared shifter knob that does thread onto a factory or aftermarket handle? Ronnie wants it. $15. Thank you, Ronnie, for opening us up and keeping the auction alive. I got James in at 16. So I see Jamie and Nick want to pass, but we have some bids, so this item is going to sell. A leather shift knob. So I have James Hunt in with the high bid at $16 right now. Does anybody want to offer more than James at 16? You only have to offer $1 more, so $17 would be the high bid. But right now I just have James at 16. Thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie wants it for 17. So James, you're out. And if you do win multiple items, you will get combined shipping. James, $18. Thank you, sir. And you've ping-ponged it to Ronnie, and he said I'll give 20. Thank you, Ronnie. Is anybody else interested? Or should I get the timer started on this one? All right, I'm going to sell it. Ronnie's got the high bid at $20 on the leather shift knob for a 5-speed. So we're going to start the timer going once. Nick, if you don't mind commenting, I see James is in at 21, so we are going to reset the timer. Nick, if you want to comment or send me a private message at the Encore Mustang Parts Warehouse Facebook page. I will take into consideration your request for parts for the next auction. Ronnie is in at 22. So James, you're out. All right, we'll get her going again. This is going to be going twice on the shifter knob. Ronnie is the high bid at 22. And since James wants to pass, and no one else showed interest, I will let the timer count down, and Ronnie will have himself another win. About 20 seconds left if anybody else were interested. About 10 seconds. I'm going to have to get a stamp that says Ronnie Hill. Thank you, sir. All right, so we still have a lot of people watching the auction. I am running a little lower on inventory since we've already sold about 40 items tonight. I know I'm going through these kind of quick. I will at least give that a shot for tonight. Might go ahead and give that a shot. We got a lot of people watching. So Nick, I do have a 99-04 hood scoop sitting here that I planned on auctioning. Maybe I'll give this new old stock Mustang GT decal a go. So we got 49 watchers live right now, and I'm going to keep things going. If I need to make new cards and grab other items that are here because there's a lot of interest, you got my attention. I'll continue selling. All right, I'm going to leave it up to the comments. Which of these three would any of you guys watching want to see me list next? So whichever in the comments gets the most votes will be the item that I auction next. Nick, I believe you can fit these pedals. I will put them out since I got your question about them. I believe you can fit these to just about any vehicle. I'm sure they're probably from a Mustang company, but I believe you can fit these to about any vehicle that has the room in the pedal area. So they're billet aluminum. Like one of these is a dead pedal over in the corner. You'd either cover or replace your existing dead pedal, and then brake and clutch and gas pedal. And there's a bag of screws here. I got 2 votes for decal. I got 1 vote for shocks. I got 1 vote for pedal covers. And I got a lot of questions. So let me address some of your questions while votes are still coming in. Bridget and Bill, 79 stuff. Yeah, I did list some things earlier. There were some of these fog light covers I had earlier that are 79 and up. I had a dash pad cover for $1, a carpet cover that didn't sell. And there's a lot of things I brought to this first auction that are multi-generational. There were some control arms that would fit 79 to 2004. There were some door trim sill plates earlier. These were sold earlier. Black door trim plates that fit like 79 and 93. A lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I tried to bring to the first auction that fit many generations. I do still have sitting here a brand new set of 4 7986 headlights. So yeah, to answer that question. Cole, any performance parts? Boy, did you miss out. The deal of the day, the deal of the day was an MSD 6AL box that sold for $50. If I had a gun, I'd shoot myself in the foot for starting at that low, but this is a fair environment, so if that's where I started the bidding, I thought it would more than double, to be honest with you. But if that's where I started the bidding and there just wasn't enough people watching that wanted it, I let it go for $50. So that was in there, along with, there's a cold air kit here, aftermarket control arms were sold earlier, some gauge pods. So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I would call performance and aftermarket. And since I own a Mustang salvage yard and performance parts really don't fit into my catalog, my normal sales catalog, and I can't do swap meets anymore because of COVID, and you guys can't attend them either, I thought this would be a great way to put all that kind of ornamental stuff that I get into my shop up for sale. So I'll tell you what, we do have still 40 watchers. And Nicholas seems to be new. Nicholas, are you still here? If you want me to start these covers so you didn't feel like you missed out tonight, I will start these covers so you can go through this auction experience here. James says pedal covers also. So let's go ahead, and since I know I have a couple of people interested in them, I'll put the pedal covers out. And we will do these two items next. So I got a pile of screws here. I've got a sales card and a timer. And I've got 4 billet aluminum pedal covers. So how this works is you'll have to put the letter B in the comments, followed by the amount you want to bid. So I'm gonna start the bidding on these at the low price of $5. Anybody want to start on the pedal covers at $5? So for example, if anybody wanted to bid, James, you got it. And Nick understands how this works. And he's got the high bid at $20. Thank you, Nick. Nicholas. Don't know if you go by the nickname of Nick. But you've got the high bid. And James is out and would have to come in at least B21. All right, Nick. So Nick is in the high. Nick has the high bid. He is in the lead at $20, and I'm going to sell them. But James doesn't want me to sell them to Nick. He wants me to sell them to himself. And he's made a bid of $21. So thank you, James. $21 from James is now the high bid. And my new friend Nick says, I'll give you $1 more. And he has the high bid now at $22. James, $25. Snuck it in there. Thank you, sir. Nick, did you want to come in any more than $25 on the pedal covers? All right, Nick. Well, thank you for participating. I'm glad I was able to put an item up and get you involved in the auction. So I'm going to start the timer. I see the high bid is James Hunt at $25. Going once. Got about 30 seconds to make that bid because there is an internet lag. So even though what you see on your screen looks like it might be live to you, I'm about 15 seconds in the future. So anyone in the future wants to make a bid, make sure you get it in way early. About the 30-second mark on the timer on what you see on your screen should guarantee that you get in before we expire. James at $25 on the pedal covers, 10 seconds. And he's made a purchase. So thank you, James. Congratulations. Give me a second to pick up his parts. Thanks, Nick. Pleasure hanging out with you, and thanks very much for hanging out with me. And we still got about 30 watchers. So for this reason and this reason only, next I'm going to list the shocks because it fits so many vehicles that there's a good chance it's going to go bonkers. So this is a used set of Lakewood. I think these are 50/50 rear shocks. Oh boy. I'm opening the first one now. Nice smooth operation. No rust on the shaft. There is a small defect in this one, like a little dent, but I promise I've tested it and it pulls nice and smooth all the way through. They work. They have a nice smooth surface. They are going to last you some time. And they are going to do their job. So let me get y'all the best view I can of the Lakewood shocks. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but this fits like every Mustang in the same platform from like, don't they fit like 79 to 04? See if I had I'd like to start at $30 on a pair of Lakewood rear, I think these are 50/50 shocks. proven to be working. Complete with hardware. I have a pair of nuts and a pair of washers and a pair of lock washers and a set of bushings on either side and the bottom washer. Anybody interested for $30, or would you rather we pass and move on to something else? They work. I promise they work. Oh yeah. You can hold your screen door open with them. I mean, they're not just for your car. I got a pair of passes. Ronnie wants to see something else because he wants that decal starting at $400. Jamie wants to pass. And Kevin definitely wants to pass. He's not maybe pass or he'll think about it. He's pronounced it. All right, I got 3 passes and no opening bid on a pair of working Lakewood shocks. I'm shocked. I have a lot more suspension parts. So if you guys want to write in the comments, like a camber caster plates were a big sale tonight. The rear, upper, lower tubular control arms I had earlier tonight was a good item. So if nobody's interested in these, let me know what else you're interested in, and I'll try and fit some of that stuff into the next auction. Well, I don't know what kind of wine you're drinking. All right, I'm going to start a timer. We have no bids yet. I need $30 to start. But if we can't get started, then I'll move on to the next item. Going once for $30. Anybody interested? Going twice. Lakewood shocks. Rear tested. About 20 seconds left. And I'm gonna keep them. New old stock Mustang GT decal. You can put it anywhere you want. This is the correct item for an 85, 86 GT, I believe. Might even be only 85. It is in the Ford package with the instructions. It is now out of the Ford package. It's got the part number. It's got a locator, so maybe that's on the bottom of the hatch. It tells you exactly how far away to put it from the hatch, and maybe exactly, I don't know, that's too far away from the keyhole. Maybe it goes on the, maybe this, does this go on the driver's side? Maybe that's the edge of the hatch lip. Or you put it on your toolbox or wherever you want. I can't give this away, Ronnie, so I'm not going to start this one. Too cheap. Let's see what I need for that. Let's start the bidding at $20. Ronnie Hill is going to be all over that. But so may somebody else. Don't mean to put you on the spot. Jamie, I'm gonna look again. I will peel away enough of that to make sure. I think it's black. Ronnie is in above the minimum bid at $21. Ooh. That's really on there, isn't it? The man with the high bid asked me not to peel it. I will not peel it. He needs to keep its original look. All right, all right, all right. I am not peeling it. I know, did you hear me? I was so apprehensive to do it. But if I don't get some more bids, I'm going to sell it to Ronnie. New old stock. This is a brand new Ford part. Not a reproduction. This is not cut on somebody's Cricut machine. I paid a lot more for it. Thought we had a lot of people interested in this, which is why I posted it for sale. And foot in mouth, $20 is the opening bid. And I'll take my foot out of my mouth to announce that James has entered the race at 22. Thank you, James. So Ronnie, make your best bid. You tried to talk him out of it and it didn't work. You're going to have to buy him out of it. Ronnie, you are out. James is in at 22. Ronnie knows what it's worth. And we're getting closer. He's in at 25. So $25 is now the high bid. Zach doesn't want to see it slip away at 26. And Ronnie's a contender at 30. Thank you, Ronnie. So Ronnie now has the high bid at $30 on a new old stock Ford service part Mustang GT hatchback decal. So James was holding the lead at 22. Zach came in at 26, and Zach, you are now out. Ronnie has the high bid at $30, and I'm getting ready to sell this. And Zach knows that new old stock parts are dwindling away every day and has now come in at 35. Thank you, Zach. Ronnie's still got the gloves on. He's back at 40 and now has the high bid. Thank you, Ronnie. Don't mind me. So Ronnie, at $40 is the high bid on this, what is the term? Often replicated but poorly duplicated original Ford decal for a Mustang GT hatchback. Zach said 45 and Ronnie quickly fired back at 50. James is out. Thank you, James, for participating in this lot. So, Zach, if you just want to come up another dollar over Ronnie, 51 would put you in the lead. Otherwise, I'm going to sell it. All right, Zach, I got your message. It appears we've reached your limit, and I'm going to sell it to Ronnie, or at least start his timer. So going once, last chance, everyone, on a new old stock decal. $50 is the high bid. And with something like this, the market sets the price. I think this is still a very good deal. You can't go to Ford and ask them how much to buy one. You can't ask somebody to reproduce it aftermarket. There is only one OEM new old stock, unpeeled. Yeah, Ronnie's going to get a deal. We're down to 20 seconds. Zach came in at 55. So I'm going to restart the timer. Thank you, Zach. So now we are going twice. $56 will do. Ronnie's in the lead. by only $1. And the race to the finish line is on. Zach's back with another $1 for 57. Thank you, Zach. Ronnie knows the value and coughed up 60. So I am going to push this through a third round of the timer for any last minute bids that come in. Last chance on a new old stock Ford OEM decal for the Mustang GT. Ronnie has the high bid at $60 and it is going to sell this time around. So you got about 30 seconds left to get that bid in. Zach at 63. Thank you, Zach. Ronnie says no, sir. 65. Timer's down to 20. Zach, you're out. Ronnie is in. I'm going to leave a few seconds for lag because this is a very unique item. And I do not see another bid from Zach, so I am going to mark this sold to Ronnie Hill for $65. Thank you, everyone who participated. Yeah, we still got 25 watchers left. You guys know of any cards that I haven't pulled tonight that you want to see listed? And don't forget, I still have this nearly perfect oil cap without a card. I'll spread the cards out here one more time. And I'll maybe even go through, since I know we have some new watchers, I'll go through some of the old items that we passed on earlier to see if you want me to bring them up again. I'm at work right now. This is my job. This is not my hobby. So if you guys want to keep me past close, I'm totally cool with it. So here's what items are left. A Cervini's Ram Air Box, a set of new 79 to 86 smoked halo headlights, a set of Fox Body Mustang GT being 87 to 93 bumper and ground effect decals, a stock intake spacer for an EFI 302, a new old stock heater control faceplate 79 to 86. I have a 9904 hood scoop with supercharged emblems on them. It's a black scoop with the grill that goes in the front. We just passed on, but I still have the Lakewood rear shocks. And let me grab the other cards, and if you guys see something you want me to throw up on auction, I will. Okay. In the first round, I did not sell the stock shifter boot. Is anybody interested in a stock leather shifter boot, 87 to 93? Can't believe this didn't sell first time. If anybody's interested, I had a SCT performance chip with the cable and the multi-tune selector knob. I can put that back up. Brand new gas tank straps that fit all 81 to 97 Mustangs. This was started basically for free, plus shipping. 79 to 86 dash pad cover, carpet. Not a piece of plastic, not a dash pad. It's a red carpet to cover 79 to 86 dashboards. Have an 86 to 93 cold air kit in black for mass airflow cars. I have a 79 to 93 three-piece windshield trim set, brand new, like a LMR, CJ Pony, American Muscle type of aftermarket. A 302 Typhoon lower intake manifold with some stripped bolt holes, but intake in good condition. 87 to 93 autometer gauge cage for the center vents of a dashboard. And the Marcal fog light covers, pair for 79 to 86. Did anybody see anything that they wanted to run through a second time tonight? If not, that's totally cool. But I'll check out the comments, see if anybody chimed in. Yeah, Brad, I did have Bama chip, starting at $60. I'll put it down in case you want to see what that was. Zach wants to sell the oil cap, or wants to make an offer on the oil cap. Well, I guess that's one way to get my attention. Not only say you're interested, but throw a number out there. All right, Ronnie, have a good night. Thank you so much. I think you get first comment award and largest pile. And I do appreciate your attention and your wife's. Glad I was able to entertain y'all for a little bit. And pleasure doing business. So let me draw up a card for the oil cap, and I'll sell it. I actually have, where is that? This is what it came in. Cobra OEM oil cap. This is how I received it. And there were a lot of nice items that came with that Cobra. It really appears to be new old stock. Let me rephrase that. Unused. Even the gasket, the rubber gasket around the top here doesn't have any like flatness to it. So this is going to bring your engine compartment back to where it was at one time. I believe that'll fit almost every valve cover out there. And again, I should back that up and say your stock ones, most of your aftermarket ones. So we're going to put in quotations here, Cobra, even though Cobras probably get the same oil cap as a 4-cylinder car. And we already have an opening bid. Anybody interested in, hold on now, we have interest. We have an opening bid. Zach wants to start at $5, so all it takes is one more. And you'll have the high bid on an oil cap. Anybody want to give 6 on the oil cap? James, thank you for your bid at $7. Zach now has the high bid at $10. Thank you, Zach. So James is out, Zach is in at $10. Would anybody like to give $11 or more on the oil cap? If not, I'm going to sell it. They do not get any nicer, and I do see a Ford part number hanging around down in there. OEM oil cap, like new. High bid is 10, now 11. Thank you, James. So with James at 11, I need 12 or more. Zach, you're out. Let me get the timer ready. The high bid is $11. And I'm going to start the timer. So we have the stock oil cap, fits almost every 79 Mustang and newer. Lots of those EFI aftermarket valve covers. And I'm going to start the timer. But I do see Zach came in at 12. So James, if you want it, I need a little more than 12. At least one more dollar. All right, I'm going to start the timer. The high bid on the oil cap is $12 from Zach. Going once. James is back at 13. Thank you, James. So I am going to let this go through another 2 rounds of bidding, unless I get somebody tell me they're out. And I've got Zach in at 14. Don't worry about the timer. I'm going to reset it so you have the opportunity to get in your final bids. But we'll go ahead and start round 2, going twice. The oil cap is held by Zach with the high bid at $14 right now. So James, you know what to do. Thank you, sir. I see $15 going twice. I'm going to reset the timer one more time. We'll go a 3rd round on the cap. Ryan, how much is shipping? I see your question, but it depends on what you bought, and shipping will be the best rate I can get you. So until I know what you've bought, I don't know how to answer. So this will be the 3rd and final round. James is in the lead at $15. So if you want to make a bid, enter the letter B and a dollar increment more than 15. So I would need B16. Zach is out. So James, it looks like you're going to get a basically brand new Ford oil cap for $15, unless anybody else wants to make a bid. About 30 seconds left. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. And this is sold to James Hunt for $15. Thank you, James. All right, I still have about 15 cards here. Still got over 20 watchers, so if you guys want to comment and I get 2 people interested in any of these particular items, I'll go ahead and list it. I don't see any comments coming in yet. So these are items that we passed on in the first round and I have ready to sell. Do I dash cover and fog light covers? All right, I'll show them to you. I'll even throw the dash cover back up there. I will list the dash cover again. Price on straps. $30 is the opening bid on a brand new, still wrapped in the packaging set of gas tank straps that fit every Mustang from 81 to 97. So those are the items that we went through earlier. I'm going to check the comments and get that dash cover out. And I'll put the gas tank straps up on the table so you can see the condition of them. And if you're interested, just go ahead and tell me that you give that and we'll get the auction started for the gas tank straps. But it's a brand new pair of gas tank straps. Get the camera up a little more. So the opening bid needs to be at least $30. Brad, the opening bid, I see your question on the chip. We need 60 to start on the chip. I need 30 to start on the gas tank straps. And the dash cover, I said we would start at $1. So you're basically just paying $1 or plus shipping. So let me get that. Another item that didn't sell in the first round was a universal trans cooler. So it's just a good used universal trans cooler. I mean, if you want to hook it up to another type of fluid, you're more than welcome to. Power steering or whatever you see fit. But there was a $10 opening bid I needed on the trans cooler. All right, Brad, thanks for checking in on the chip though. At least I know there's interest in it. And what I showed yesterday, which I will show again now while we're live. Since I deal with a lot of mass airflow computers and such, I have this box, which are the larger chips. So some of these, let's see if I can find a good one. So some of these chips are just your standard chips that come pre-programmed from like Hypertech. Yeah, Hypertech chip. So this is for 9350 manual. So I have all types of, not just SCT chips. I have Hypertech chips and super chips, things that go in between. Here's a super chips. It says automatic 92 5-liter. So I have lots of different chips. I tried an SCT chip in the first auction. I thought it would get a lot of interest, which it did. It did have a lot of people interested. But I will be shaking things up a little bit in future auctions and listing different kinds of chips. Here's the SCT menu. And I've got some that have custom tunes on it for performance. So selection number 1 is street, race, and nitrous with the 347 A9P. So I have a lot of these that are specifically tuned. Diablo Sport chips I see in here. So that'll be for another day. James wants to get started on the cooler. All right, we can do that. Let me give the other person a quick look at the dash cover, see if they want to get a listing started on that. So the dash cover, I pulled from an 83 GLX, but it will fit all 79 to 86 Mustangs. It is I think the company has a name. I think their name is Dash Mats. I think that's the name of this company. So this is 1/2. I did bring this home and put it in the laundry and get it best looking I could. So this is the dash cover for 79 to 86. It's got the holes at the top by the windshield for the vent air to come out. And this was, I was trying to list this for $1. You just pay shipping, or anybody else that wanted to come in at a better offer. So you could, if you had a black interior, you could paint it black, no problem. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll put that up next. But since I have James in at 10, and I see your comment about the cover, so that'll be next. Let's try and see who needs a trans cooler, and we're starting at 10 bucks. So it's universal. It'll fit anything with hydraulic system. It'll fit any hydraulic system. So James, what I want you to do, please, is enter a bid for $10 to get us started. Thank you, James, for making a bid. $10 to start on the trans cooler. Thanks for hanging out tonight, Zach. I hope you're happy with how this went. Hope to do it again. And thanks for participating, and congratulations on what you won. So the opening bid is $10 from James Hunt on the universal or trans cooler. And I see we are live watchers down to about 17. So I believe this will be the last item of the night. Unless I see in the comments, oh, I still got to do the dash pad. I'm sorry. The dash pad cover. I am going to do the dash pad cover. So don't go anywhere. Once we get past the cooler, I will put the dash cover on the table. I will back the camera up to give you a full view, and I'm starting the dash pad cover. I need at least $1 to get that started, so that will be the next item. Anybody else interested in the cooler? Otherwise, I'd be happy to sell this to James. All right, James, well, I appreciate your comment. That got you your own auction here. It seems to be it's just you and me and a bunch of other spectators. And I don't want to keep them hanging, so I'm going to go ahead and start the timer on the trans cooler. I need a bid of at least 11 to keep going. Going once, trans cooler. High bid is $10. There is no reserve. You just enter the letter B if you want to bid on this item. And it needs to be at least $1 more than the current bid held by James Hunt at $10. Got about 35 seconds remaining, and then we'll move on to the next item. 30 seconds. And 15 seconds. James, you got yourself one heck of a deal. And the trans cooler is sold. Thank you, James. All right, now I got to make some room to display this dash pad. Bridget and or Bill, are you still here? You're welcome, James, and thank you so much. Hope you had fun. All right, you asked for it. I think you're going to get a steal here because we've only got 15 watchers. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate you being here, and you are welcome. I will contact you in the next day or two with your total. Have a good night. So the opening bid, let me back it up. Opening bid on this item is $1 plus shipping. You don't need to make an offer for shipping. You just need to enter a bid. And I will invoice you later for the shipping. So again, for anyone watching, this is a 79 to 86 dash pad carpet cover to cover what I'm sure is, in most cases, a split open speaker grill area with many cracks and dried out foam. So somebody came up with this product, and when it was installed in my 83 GLX, it actually looked pretty good. Kind of flowed with the floor carpet and blended in all right. Really, the only other options are a plastic junk cover or an aftermarket dash pad. That's about all I've seen. This is kind of a unique item. I can't say I've seen too many of these out there. I think the brand name is Dash Matte. That was their name. So there that is. What do you know? We got an opening bid of $1. And that's all it takes. This is a $1 opening bid. And we're down to about a dozen watchers. So I think you are going to get yourself this dash pad cover. I could be wrong. Anybody out there want to prove me wrong? So if you had other lots that you'd want, I'd be doing combined shipping. I don't expect this to weigh all that much. If it's over a pound, I can't go first class. Otherwise, I've got a package I think will cost about $8.50 to ship that. So you're into this item for about, let's just call it $10 shipped right now. If anybody else wanted to make a bid, all I need is a B2 or better. If you have any questions about the product while I have it up here? Anybody else have any questions or comments about tonight's auction? If not, I see we are dropping live viewers like flies. It's 12:45 a.m. Monday, where I am in Chicago. And I'm sure there's some other folks who need to get to work in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and count this as our last item of the night, and I'm going to start the timer. It's a red 7986 dash pad cover, dash carpet pad cover. You know what I mean. This thing. $1 bid. And I'm going to start the clock. Going once. For just $1. So after the auction is over, if anybody caught this video after it's been played live and they were curious how to pay, you can message me directly, Josh Popper, on Facebook. You can go to Encore, the Mustang Parts Warehouse Facebook page, and send me a private message and say, I won items such, such, and such, and I can send you over a PayPal invoice, or I can give you my PayPal email address, and you can send the payment directly to me. Five, 4, and 3, 2, 1. I sold this Mustang part for $1 Washington. Thank you so much for telling me to post it. I'm happy to sell it. So I think that will conclude tonight's auction, and I hope everybody had a lot of fun. Thank you for your bid. I'm very happy to help you. All right, everyone. I think we successfully sold almost 40 items tonight. I'm just putting this down for something to look at and give you a little reminder as to who hosted your evening. So I think this was a big success. I plan on doing more of these. So watch the Encore Mustang Parts Warehouse Facebook page for notifications on the next live event. I have photo albums, well, one, because we had one auction. The photo album was put out and built a couple days before the auction actually started. So you got a chance to look at and do a little homework on the items that were coming up. And I want to thank everybody for who attended tonight, and hope to catch a lot of you back at the next auction. All right, I'm getting ready to sign off. I don't see any questions or comments. The last one I got is a thank you from a customer. So I will once again say thank you to all my customers and just people who were here to watch. And we'll call this a sale. So thanks everybody. Have a good week. And we'll talk to you soon.